Good afternoon, everyone. Rector Arundel here from Able Spirit to Me, and I am Able. Today is August 10th, 2021, and this is just a very quick video. It's kind of interesting. Modern times, right? So, recently, at my job, which is a state job, not a federal job, I was exposed to the virus by somebody, a coworker who was unvaccinated. And you probably know how I feel about vaccinations. This is not supposed to be a video about that. But because I have not been completely vaccinated, I had my first dose, not the second, um, I was forced to self isolate for a week. And a long story short, I tested myself, and I was not positive for the COVID um, virus, whatever. I wasn't really worried about it anyway. Whether I get it or not, I'm not really worried ever. But the point of the matter is, I was tested negative twice and still forced to isolate for a week, which is not a big deal because the company said if I had chosen to not be vaccinated by my own choice, then I'd have to take my own personal leave for being out of work. Since I had taken the first dose, and I was waiting for the second dose, they decided to give me paid time off. I haven't gotten paid for that, which is fine, but supposedly the paperwork's in and that's going to happen, which is interesting. But what's more interesting is that Monday, I think that was August 8th, no, August 9th, yesterday, Monday, and you guys all know that I live in Washington State, I think. That's part of my username, Victorian Bukta in Washington. So that's not a secret. I live in Washington State. They just passed a rule that all state employees are going to be forced to be vaccinated by October. Now, I just find it very fascinating that even though I don't like conspiracy theories, it's kind of starting to add up to where this conspiracy theory thing is happening. Now, I already said I'd taken the first dose and I plan to take the second one, but by choice, not because of being forced to. But I don't like the fact that now we are being forced to. I don't like the fact that if you had chosen to, you would have to take your own leave, even if your test was negative. Like I said, I got exposed to someone who was tested positive. Even though I got tested negative, I still had to take a week off. And if I had chosen to not be vaccinated on my own accord, they would have made me take my own leave. And now they are actually mandating it for state employees. So I find it very interesting how the times have changed so dramatically. We're so, I would say, governed. It's not necessarily fear mongering anymore, it's more of being forced now. And I don't like that very much. Um, by nature, I'm not an anarchist, or am I political? I am neither one. But don't you find it fascinating that it has progressed so quickly from fear mongering to now being forced? If I wanted to keep my job, which is a good paying job with benefits, and I support my family, I have no choice. Now, like I said, I already started taking the vaccine. I'm taking the second dose in about a week because that's the time I had to take. I had to take a month, before the first. I'm sorry, between the first and second doses. So, August 15th, I'll be taking the second dose, round about there, which is fine. I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried that it's going to disconnect me from my higher self. I'm not worried that it's going to oh, there's so many theories out there. Change my DNA, how it's going to make me a robot or an android, blah, blah, blah. There's so many crazy things out there. But I am talking about your basic sovereignty, the right to choose your fate based on your wants. I don't have that option anymore, and I find that very disturbing because I had already chosen to do it due to the fact that people around me were, pressuring me anyway. They didn't want to hang out with me or my family unless I got vaccinated, which is it's completely ridiculous. They're acting like being unvaccinated means you have a disease, which is not true. It just means that you haven't chosen to be using this particular method that might prevent it from happening. Not to mention that there are cases out there, a lot of cases out there, people who get the virus, the illness, I should say, after being vaccinated. So it's becoming more than political. It's becoming more than fear mongering. It's becoming a mandate. And it just makes me think about this country in a different way. It points out your real liberty, your sovereignty. Why don't we have the choice to be unvaccinated? Why don't we have the choice to go without the? Let's just go back to the basic ones: um, measles, mumps, and what was it? Measles, mumps, and I'm sorry. There's a certain vaccine that has all of them combined, but Ebola, flu, um, chickenpox, all these things, uh, herpes zoster. There are vaccines out there that we can choose not to take if we don't think they're necessary, because all vaccines, or at least most of them, have thimerosal, which is mercury, basically an isotope of mercury, which is poison. Now, again, I don't care about that. I don't care about death. I don't care about my health. I don't care about anything, which could be considered a negative thing. If I'm not worried about health or life of myself or others, what's the point of living? And I would say, yeah, what is the point of living? Why don't you tell me the point? But I think the point of living is liberty and freedom to do whatever the heck you want to do, as long as you're not hurting anybody else. Good for you, do it. So I just find it fascinating how has changed so progressively. Now we're in midsummer 2021, and it's no longer an option for all of us. We have to do what we're told to do. Otherwise, we have a choice of losing our livelihood or being um, free to do what we want. So I just want you to think about that. It's mandated for state employees. It's mandated for travel. It's mandated for going out to eat in New York and Los Angeles, nightclubs, etc. So, how far is this going to go? How long before it is for every illness you're mandated to do this and this and this and this? I don't like it. I don't like it at all. It feels like a complete attack on our rights to be individuals. If I want to put myself at risk, so be it. And I know there are purists out there who say that I'm putting you at risk as well. But think about things like the flu. We don't blame the people in the community who aren't getting the flu shot for us getting the flu. We just blame the flu. And I don't see how COVID is different. If you don't choose to get the vaccine, but you get COVID, either you get over it or you pass on. Either one is fine. And I don't understand why it has to be pressured on all of us to get this preventative measure, and we had to lose our livelihood if we don't. It's very frustrating to me, and I'd like to hear you guys' perspective, your point of view. Please comment below, email me, anything you can do. Um, I'm a little frustrated, and I'd like to hear other perspectives, because opening my eyes to other wider perspectives is the goal. They say expanding your consciousness. Please broaden my perspective, because right now my perspective is that I was already doing it, and now I'm being forced to, and I don't like that. Yeah, that I think that sums it up. So please comment below, share, like, dislike, email me, anything. I look forward to hearing from you all. Take care of yourselves. I'm not going to be fear mongering like many of the YouTubers right now, talking about a food shortage and a health crisis and a heat wave and a climate change and all these crazy things. It's all fear mongering, and I don't believe in fear. Be intrepid, be strong, be brave, uh, and live your best life. Live your truth. That being said, please comment and let me know what you think. Take care of yourselves. Have a great day. You know I will. Bye.